Hey guys, welcome back to Click. This is Im, and today we're doing our initial first impressions of the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. So for those of you who watched the unboxing a few days ago, you know that the Note 8 is in-house, and we have been running it through its paces and testing it out as much as possible to try and get an idea of how this device fares and runs. And so far, guys, pretty much most things are positive. There are a few negatives, but we'll go over those. So I figured I'd get started by giving you my initial impressions, and hopefully I get to use it for a few more weeks and give you my final review down the road. So let's get started here by, I guess we're looking at the cameras, so let's get started with the cameras. Now, guys, these cameras, like I always thought the Samsung cameras were good, but these cameras, I mean, I'm not a professional photographer or anything, but I am way beyond impressed with the way some of these shots were taken with this camera. Now, I'll show you a few that I have here on the Note 8. Let me just bring them up. I'm just going to pull back here because I don't want to put everyone's picture on blast. Let me just show you a couple of pictures that I have taken. Now, oh, sorry about that, guys. So this one here is of me using the sticker app within the phone, and this is a with the front-facing camera. Guys, the lighting was not all that great, and the quality of the picture has turned out awesome. Now, let's see what else I can show you. So this image here was taken in basically pitch black lighting. Okay. This was pitch black lighting with one tiny light coming out of the wall in the back of the house. Now, the picture turned out amazing. There was no flash that was used. So all in all, I think fantastic camera so far. Now, I have further testing to do with this, so we will see how it fares with the video and whatnot. I am recording this video with the LG G6 Plus, so let me know how that's faring as well as the quality of audio. The build quality for this phone is, I would say, on par, if not slightly better than the S8 Plus, which is sitting right over here. Super high-end quality, really nice build. Everything is as it should be. There is no, let me get this out of the case. You know, there's no button wiggles, there's no unusual vibration sounds or anything, no rattling, nothing like that that should not be happening. Sorry guys, OCD. So, like you can see here, the button presses are fantastic. Everything feels solid. The S Pen comes in and out without an issue. Okay. And the little clicky sound is fantastic. So all in all, the build is top notch. I would say as good, if not better, than the iPhone. So keep that in mind. Oh, that's funny. I don't know where that came from. Huh. Let me just move this out of the way. My apologies, guys. This is what happens when we do live videos. Okay, we're back. Okay, so now, build is good. Cameras are great. Let's get into battery. The battery so far, I've been using it for the last 3 or 4 days. So far, it's been amazing. I haven't had any issues. The first day I got basically 5 hours of screen on time. Second day was 5.5 hours. And then yesterday, I did take a picture of the one from yesterday, so let me show you that one. Screenshot. No, that's from the 360 gear. Here it is. Okay. So screen on time, 7 hours and 54 minutes, which is insane on a single charge. And I had 3% battery left at the time I took this picture. So also I did do a Geekbench test, and it came out pretty savage. So 1833 single core, 6506 multi-core. So all in all, quite a beast of a product this is. Now, the primary reason why I wanted to have this initial impressions was the software. Okay, so we know the build is good, the battery is good, the cameras are good. You know, the waterproofing I haven't really tested. I don't really risk putting my phones into the water, but I'm sure it's fine. Hopefully we will take it to the beach in the coming future, and I'll report back if there's any issues. Now, the infrared scanning is fantastic. I'm going to try and do this from behind the camera. And there you go, you're in. Okay, so I'm trying to sit right behind the camera here, and I'm in. So really, the use of the fingerprint scanner is not an issue. Okay, so those of you who have been complaining, as well as the location of the fingerprint scanner, isn't a big deal. Like, the usability of this phone in hand is amazing. Like, just a single press and you're in. I mean, all in all, I think the complaints were really unwarranted and not necessary media hype, as I would say. So, now the software itself. I'm just going to move in here, and this is the part that's really impressed me. When I had my S8 Plus, when it first arrived, you know, it did have a few stutters and jitters and janks, and there wasn't no crashing or lag. It would just, you know, it wasn't overly smooth. But this thing has come, like, this is as close to an iPhone smoothness as I have seen from any Android phone. Okay? I mean, everything works flawlessly. There is no issues. You know, everything closes and opens. No problems. You know, you can open as many apps as you want. Camera. All good. You know, you can go in here. You can go all the way back. Bam. You know, the memory management has been fantastic. It's been an honest breeze to use and a pleasure to run. So this has been the first phone out of the Android space that has not driven me back to an iPhone for smoothness and fluidity. And I know Android has come a long way. I might get a few knocks for that comment, but usually I get to a point where I get frustrated with minor nuances within the Android system, and I always end up running back to iOS. And in this particular case, you know what? I haven't had the need, nor the want, nor the requirement to. This product has come out to be amazing. Now, the downsides, we know the fingerprint scanner isn't all that good in terms of its location. I don't have a problem with it. I got big hands, but not everyone has hands like me. So that's a bit of an issue. It would have been really nice to have the fingerprint scanner in the screen. I'm guessing that's coming in the future. Down here in Canada, we have the Snapdragon variant with 6 gig of RAM. And to be quite honest, I was kind of hoping for the Exynos version. Would have been nice to see how that thing was running. I looked into importing one, but the costs were astronomical, plus duties, plus shipping. I mean, you're talking almost, you know, $1,800 Canadian by the time it gets here, and it's just not worth it for me and Click to be able to do that, just to try out a different processor. So we stuck with the Canadian variant. The price here in Canada is ridiculous. You guys have complained in the US and elsewhere in the world. Here, with our exchange rates, we're looking at, I believe, $12.99 plus taxes, which puts us at around $1,400. Shipping was free, obviously. It better be. So the price is just ridiculous. Like, I think the prices of phones these days is just getting beyond comprehension. Like, especially here in Canada. I mean, we're really getting it right up to, you know, yin yang. It's just not fair. So if anyone is watching from these manufacturers, please, you know, help us out up here in Canada with these price gouging that's happening. Maybe some promotions or something. I did get a promotion for this where I did get a fast wireless charger and an SD card. I think it's a 128. I was hoping for a 256, but usually we don't get that kind of a deal up here. As usual, we get shafted. So, but that has yet to arrive. I haven't seen it as of yet, so I'm thinking it'll be at least 4 to 6 weeks before it shows up. All right, so, and the other thing that I have just wanted to touch base on about the software was Bixby. Now, I have disabled Bixby, as you can see, and you can do this by, if you press the button. Okay, let me see if I can go into Bixby through Samsung. Did I disable it? Let's try it this way. Let's turn this one on, just so I can go in here. Okay, so in here under the settings, if you tap the settings, you have to update Bixby first, but if you tap the settings, you can turn on and off this Bixby button. So if I turn it on and close this app, I can press this and Bixby will load. Okay, now if I am, let's get back in. Now if I press the settings button again and I turn this off and I close this, Bixby does nothing, which is great. Okay, because I set my phones on these stands all the time and Bixby gets launched all the time. Fair enough, it's my own issue. You know, it's the way I'm setting the phone down, but regardless, it's an annoyance for me and I don't like it and I turned it off, and I don't even use Bixby. So, you know, I very rarely use Google Now. So really, these voice assistants to me are kind of useless at the moment. Maybe it's a generational thing, I'm not sure. Maybe the younger generation uses it. I find my kids, they tend to use voice quite a bit. So maybe we're prepping for the next generation of users, which is fine. But for me, I don't use it, I disabled it. Now, I'd love to be able to remap this, and so far I haven't had success doing so with an app where it was completely seamless. There's always a stutter or a delay before it actually loads. So I have kept it as a useless button for now. All right, so that's Bixby for you. I mean, it's a good voice assistant if you really use voice to drill into your phone. But I don't do that kind of stuff. I'd rather just do it with my hands. I'm more of a hands-on kind of guy, no pun intended. But yeah, if you like voice, I think it's definitely something that you could use. So other than that, I mean, yeah, it is what it is, I guess, is the best way to put it. Now, the other good thing with the Note 8 is that accessories are abundant. So cases, the deck station, the keyboard case, you know, third-party cases and accessories are all over the place. You can do VR and all that. That's all available. So one of the primary benefits of getting a popular phone is lots of accessories to tinker with as your phone ages and you get bored of it. All right. So I think that's pretty much it for my initial impressions. We're going to get more into detail in the coming future once I use it for a few weeks. But so far, it definitely seems to be a positive. I think so far it's been the best phone of 2017. We have yet to get our hands on the iPhone 10, and we'll see how that goes. And we will do a comparison with that. But if you have questions, any comments, any comparisons that you would like, do leave them down below, and I'll be happy to do those for you. Otherwise, this has been an impressions video by Im, and I appreciate your time, and thanks for watching, and I'm out. Peace.